So here we are with Mr. Saacke. First of all, we would like to know a little bit about the Qatar group in numbers and your views about the global investment that you're doing and your investment here in Greece.
Right. I'm delighted to speak a bit about the QSC family of companies, obviously forming the QSC group. QSC is 51-year-old now. We started out 52, is getting about 52 years old now, so meaning we started in 1964 in Qatar. So it's a very old Qatari company. In the meantime, the QSC group has grown to become the market leader in the Gulf countries and is ranking number 13 in all of Asia, if you exclude Japan, in terms of size, market capitalization, and interestingly, performance. If you look at it in numbers, we now have a market capitalization of just about under $4 billion, $5 billion, excuse me. We are operating as Qatar Re, the dedicated reinsurance arm of the QSC group, around the world. QSC, the original company, is very much a Gulf company, operating in Qatar, in the Gulf countries, but branched out globally through the reinsurance arm, Qatar Re. Now, Qatar Re has built offices in the big hubs, important hubs of reinsurance in London, in Zurich, in Singapore, and you find our head office now in Bermuda, which is giving us excellent access to the North American markets. Now, why is it we are interested in this diversification? Reinsurance is all about spreading the risk globally. It's about diversification. The better diversified we are around the globe, the more efficient we can become. Our capital becomes very efficient. We can distribute risk, we can diversify risk. If I look back as to what are the value drivers, what has driven this group over time, the one thing I can say, surely can say, is that QSC is all about enterprise building. That's, if you will, in the genes, it's the DNA of the company. It's all about enterprise building in difficult and challenging environments. As we have currently, we all know that the world has become much more volatile. Today is a day where we're all wondering about whether we're going to have a Brexit or not. And we know that it's affecting our lives even. But even in increased volatility, under conditions of increased volatility, certain things remain the same. Enterprise building is always about managing and controlling the entrepreneurial risk. That is what we do for a living. So we are working together with partners that share that philosophy. Looking at the Greek market and looking at the volatility Greece as a country has gone through, one may be wondering, why is it we are so interested in Greece? And actually the answer to the question is maybe disappointingly simple. The answer is that we found a team of people who share the same philosophy that we have. It's all about enterprise building against all the odds of a challenging environment, but focusing on a few very essential things, and that is knowledge. It's a know-how. Our industry is a know-how driven industry that is got a dedication and commitment to customer service. Ultimately, we are selling a promise to pay. In the right moment, when you're in trouble as an insured or a reinsured, we are there. And that's our commitment. That's the product in very simple terms. Now, we're combining that with a good customer experience, with a good service, with fair pricing, and with a very efficient operation. The more efficient we are, we can pass that advantage on to our clients. His experience, if he's hit by a claim, is a better experience. He knows that we are very reliable, and we're combining it with very strong financial security. We want to offer our clients here in Greece very strong financial security. So we have no appetite of diluting our security rating. Reinsurance companies and insurance companies have insurance ratings. We have an A-class rating by the large rating agencies, Standard & Poor's and AM Best. And that is very important to us. That's especially if the world is, as I said before, going through periods of increased volatility. We will not dilute the quality of our product. We're committed to deliver a product which is financial certainty and security. Now, if we look at the changes of the recent years in the Greek market, yes, of course, there's a lot of talk about the European regulations, about increased capitalization, about, we call it Solvency II, it's a name for the new capital regime, and then we're wondering whether that is an obstacle for future development. I see it the other way around. We welcome that very much, and we believe that the insurance industry as a whole can do with a safer level of capitalization, with ground rules that are shared across Europe, and with business models that are embedded in, so that ultimately the insureds know that they can really count on their products. We've seen failures of insurance companies. Sadly, we've seen failures of insurance companies in this country as well. And that is why there's heightened interest and awareness in the wider audience of who is it that I'm working together with. If I'm having taken out my policy, my insurance policy for my car, for my house, for my life, for my health, with a partner that is not there when I need him, then there's no point in buying my policy. So that's the single most important part of our product. The promise stands. We stand by our promises. So sharing our philosophy with our partner here at Nequus has enabled us to very quickly help the development of Nequus in important areas of the retail market here in Greece. This is a start. Only look at it as a start. There's much more to come. Okay. Our commitment to Greece is for the long run. We are in the long game, as they say. And so is Qatar. See, if you look at it in a broader context, if you look at Qatar, we all know that there's this phenomenal wealth of the country of Qatar, and we all see the very prestigious Qatari investments around the world. What is important for Qatar as a country is to diversify into other areas other than energy. Of course, the source of that wealth is the energy side. Qatar is one of those countries from the Gulf who very successfully diversified into other areas. Financial services is a core part of it. That's banking and that's insurance. And that is, interestingly, reinsurance. So the Qatari investment into Qatari, driven through QIC, is something that is here for the long run. Yeah, it makes the Qatari, from an economical perspective, it makes eminent sense to diversify in other sectors than energy. And Qatar has shown, they're leading in the Gulf country, they've shown how you can do that. So very, very good investments.
Right. Now, some people say that time is very important. So the time that you are investing here in Greece, it's a difficult time for the economy. You almost answered that before, but I want to ask, insurance is a business of trust. So in this period, in Greece, it's a volatile period because a lot of change is happening. How do you think you will overcome this obstacle of trust, let's say, here in our market in Greece?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and it goes to the core of our business. Why can I trust the promises of my insurer that he's making me when I take out my policy? Yes, we're going through difficult times here in Greece, absolutely. And by the way, in the European context as well. We've seen that countries like, if you look at the financial situation of a country like France, it is not so far away from similar types of volatility of the national economy to go through in comparison to Greece. It's quite a difficult situation as well. See, we don't look at it from a short-term perspective. We believe that short-termism has caused the issues in the industry. If an insurance company is something that can only develop and blossom over longer periods of time. If this is not a quick gain. This is to build quality, to build a reputation, to deliver on your promises made. You earn that over time. Starting off in difficult times, like in the moment, is doubly difficult, of course. We've seen in the team here at Necus a commitment to the value drive, the essential value drivers, a lot of investment into knowledge, into the quality of the product, into the efficiency of the operation. And if you look at this, and few people know that, if you look at what has been achieved here over recent years, the investment into technology, into intelligence, into smart efficiencies that are becoming available through new technologies is phenomenal. You can see what the team here has achieved is way ahead of the rest of the market in many ways. We can say that because we are reinsurers. We know what's happening elsewhere in the market. We can see who makes a difference. And I can assure you, if you compare the standard of and quality and efficiency of the operation here to any other operation in Europe, this is cutting edge. The amount of groundbreaking technology and knowledge invested into the business here is phenomenal. So there's more to be expected from Necus going forward, and Q Brokers. We found the right partner. We're more than happy with that. And if you look at it from a broader perspective, there's two resources in our industry: it's capital and people.
Correct.
There's not much more than that. These are the main resources that we're combining here in a way that we are very comfortable being in the difficult times, in the right place, but at the right time as well. Because now, as they say, when the going gets tough, then you see who makes a difference.
Correct. Now, I would like to ask, actually, to hear a little bit more about your cooperation with your Greek partners here. How is all this time that you're doing business up to today? How is this going on?
So far, so good. Of course, it's a bit of a ramp up, and Necus have shown us that in fairly little time, it is grown to an order of magnitude that is almost a sustainable business already today. It's a sustainable business after a few years. In itself, it's strong enough and sustainable, which is a major achievement. As I said at the beginning, we can see this only as a start. You will see the product lines, there will be more product lines added onto it. What will not change is there's a commitment to the same quality of service and the dedication to achieve the efficiencies and to be cutting edge in the way we do it. But you'll see more product lines. You'll see other lines such as property, marine, engineering, and there's much more to come. And you'll see the company over time grow into something which is more important. Well, it will not be a brick and mortar company, so to speak, like in the old days. Slow, unreliable, and in many ways responsible for the bad reputation of the industry as a whole. There was quite some of that in the past. This is a very modern company, very cognizant of the ingredients of a modern financial services company, which are driven very much by knowledge and technology, as I said before. It's about using the most sophisticated computer science approaches to delivering that efficiency in order to improve the product as such, which is a better experience for the client when it comes to a claim, which is a more efficient operation, which translates into a very fair level of pricing that few others can't. We do more justice to the risk. The risk is mirrored in a more adequate price. That you can only do if you have the knowledge that has been built up here. And it is, of course, the commitment that is combined with the commitment to being close to your clients. So Necus have invested very systematically in getting close to the clients through an agency network spanning across the country. And
you believe more in agency or in both internet, both channels?
It's a combination. See, it's a combination of both. One of the features, and that is what we learned here in Greece, is that customer loyalty is very much happening on the back of personal relationships. And that's a good thing. We don't have a problem. But that doesn't prevent you from combining that with the most modern technology. Yeah? No, it's not an anonymous, completely anonymous, web-based, driven business where you don't even know who your insurer is. It is a very personal affair in Greece, and that, I believe, is a feature of quality that probably the Greek market will keep for the future, as opposed to certain Anglo-Saxon markets who would be completely dragged into the highly price-sensitive, web-based business where you don't even know who your insurer is.
Correct.
There's a lot of downside to that as well. The commitment of Necros is that they will be there when the claim is there to provide excellent service, and you see that over longer periods of time. That is what counts.
Okay.
That is a brand value that you're building. So I believe it's the most appropriate approach. This combination of technology with the proximity to the audience, to your clients, that is a very powerful combination. And Necros have achieved to do that. So, and we are very delighted that we can support that and that we can partner with Necros here. Where we do make a difference is that we combine that with a good security, a very strong balance sheet behind it, so that there will be no doubts in the audience about the financial safety and security of the product. There we don't make compromises.
Okay.
That will always be the single most important feature, and people can rely on that. There will be no question mark, and we'll do everything to continue to have our strong balance sheet. So as we grow, we will increase our capital going forward, and we do that on the reinsurance side. We've started the reinsurance operation some years ago. We shifted, brought it to a next level, starting 3 years ago, and today we are looking at a portfolio of $1.2 billion. We are operating out of 5 branches around the globe, and we are, in the reinsurance side, we're getting close to our clients as well. It's very important to us here as well that we are here on the ground. We understand what's happening here, because we're close to our partners, which is in this case Necros.
All right. Now I understand you're a very busy man, so you cannot visit Greece all the time. So your visit now
Sadly.
here, your visit now is a typical visit to see how the business goes, or it's let's say a signal of new products. You told me that you're gonna have some new product lines, but this is something that it will be announced soon.
Don't be surprised if there are announcements at some point soon. We're working on it. See, it's better to give it the time it needs to ensure that the product is of excellent quality. So it will happen when the time is right, but we're working on that. So don't be too surprised if you see something coming out.
Such as
at some point.
Health, property.
There's a number of things, and please forgive me if I don't go more into too much into the detail. But that's our focus. As I said before, this is just a start. We're just starting, and we are underway now to broaden the scope of things we do together. But I would admit that I like to find excuses to come more frequently to here. There's no other country like Greece.
That's good news.
So it is of course we like to come here, and we'd like to come here more often in the future.
That's good. Well, you covered most of my questions. The last thing is you are investing in a country, as we said before, which is in a very difficult economic situation. You guarantee that you're going to stand next to your partners in the future and stay the long way that you said, or if the investment doesn't go very well, you will leave it?
Come what will, that's what we stand for. We'll be here.
Right. Okay. Well, Mr. Saacke, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.